Okay. I don't hear shit. Can y'all hear me? I don't hear nothing. Can y'all hear me? To let them know that we are the American Indigenous. Baby, copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
White people are scared to death right now, particularly white males. They're scared to death that they are going to lose their power in the future. And they are.
All right, you two cutie pies. Let's see. Wait. Okay, you just told me that you ladies are sisters.
Yes.
So you're the baby over here on the left that was bullying your big sister in the pink.
Yes, that's right.
Anyway, what's your name?
Willa.
Willa and
Ellen.
Ellen. Now, tell me what you know about people my color, brown-skinned, who were
Indigenous people.
To where? To what land?
To America.
All right. Now, I have got to get this. And now you said you're a veteran?
Yes.
And what have you learned about the indigenous Indians of this land that's my color, copper color?
It's world history and U.S. history.
Uh-huh.
So, and then the people of color were from the northeast part of the world here in New England area.
Yeah.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them. Your heritage.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby?
Where you from?
Mexico.
Your ancestors from Africa?
No.
Where your ancestors from?
Negro.
Negro?
Negro.
Negroes?
This is Negro, man. Negro.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
North America?
Yes.
Africa?
No.
Oh. And you Mexican?
Mexican.
All right, bro. Thanks for the fish.
Okay.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far where I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays, I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days, I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping. Stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Oh, Sookie. What's up, everybody? What's good, oh, man. Yep. It's like that. All them Nijis, them American Indians, they gets bomb drops from me. I'm tired. I'm tired. It's Friday. I'm off for the day. I did a lot of work today at work. And I took off early today. I needed it. Plus, because I want to get my Friday going. I've been working hard last 2 weeks, just like real hard. And I wanted to get back about the senators, peekaboo senators. We see you. And we're going to go through that today. So I'm trying to get more people in here because I'm not going to repeat myself. So the only way that can happen, y'all, got to smash the like button. And when I get off here, I'm going to do a redirect to add power. All right. We're going to go through the senator and how you can watch and track what he's doing for you, even if you didn't ask him, and to look and see if what they're proposing or what bills they're proposing is supposedly going to benefit you. Then we're going to look at the Judiciary Committee, which are bills that are passed for laws that are imposed on you. But we'll do the youth, and another day we'll do the adults when they impose different laws on the adults. So they will do the youth. And I want you to really take notes and keep this recording. When I get ready to start showing the Judicial Committee, I really want you to pay attention. Because I'm going to play a video of a newly appointed judge to from Ohio, and she had a lot of experience being a judge. So shout out to the realists, Darius, Juan, D. Allen Warren, everybody watching, um, George Witchard, Yellowhammer. Let's see who else we got up in here. Tony Furlow and Darius Matthews, and everybody watching. Smash the like button because they're shadow banning me. Because when you start showing public information, and anytime people that look like us begin to get exposed to government, um, anything to do with the government that's public information, you get shadow banned by you get your views and everything get held up by YouTube. They do a job where they slow you down. They do things where they stop your segments from being viewed, and it just outright wrong. They're very biased, because this information is some good information. They mess with your emails, you know. Um, YouTube and Gmail is connected. So they're doing a lot of things. So oftentimes I send out text messages where they don't have access to my phone. And I get, Geek Squad and everybody to kill any watches that are on my computer. So they do this oftentimes. They do it. And it's just a sad thing. But I'm gonna keep showing. Um, Share it, y'all. The only way it's gonna work is if you hit the like button and share. So we left off yesterday with saying that we yesterday we covered just being able to interpret a state's budget and how the monies are appropriated to all the state agencies, which the state agencies appropriate funds to 501c3s and for-profit corporations, depending on the services that they're providing as contractors to the state. And the reason why it's easy for them to get it, because you give them no competition at all. You allow the services that are in your community to be provided without you stepping up to the plate to provide those services. So we'll get into how exactly you can combat that in your community, but you have to be willing to do it, because and I know that a lot of these 501c3 programs that provide specific services when it comes to our children, whether it's a group home, transitional facility for behavior, they're very ineffective. They're not very effective. And most of the time we can do better jobs with our children than other people can. But we have to start instituting those services. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So I want you to be ready at the end to be able to do it. First of all, you're supposed to have already declared your race with your senators in your state and establish your family tribe, because the same businesses that are in your community providing services to the community that are being funded by the state, your family tribe can provide that service. But you have to not be lazy and you have to want to do it. And you won't have a problem with the community supporting you. Because remember, the community you come from are the people that look like you, but you also have to be careful. The people that look like you are not culturally like you. Like, it's difficult for people from other cultures that look like us to raise our children. Our children don't really connect with them. They really don't. But when they feel your spirit and they know that you're the same spirit and culture of them. So children go by vibes better than adults do. We're supposed to be going by energy. Children go by energy. And they know when somebody's not a mainland North American Indian, even though they look like us. They don't talk like us and they don't have accents like us. So our children are very reluctant to like those people. And I don't blame them because everybody's home culture is different. For real. For real, for real. So smash the like button and let's get into it. Let's get to the General Assembly because now it's peekaboo time to the senator. And let me see, about 4:30. I'm at 4:30, quarter to 5. I'll do a redirect to App Power. So we got 2.5 hours on this piece. Let's go, y'all. All righty. Where are we gonna start? We're gonna start here. I'm gonna do my state. Your state is kind of sort of like this. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go to representation tab. And under the representation tab, you can look for your representative, whether by name. They could either be a House member or a Senate member. But what I'm going to do in this instance is look for a Senate member. Look for the Hartford, Connecticut Hood Senate. So let's see. Here it is right here. These are the Senate members, right? This is their name. You know who your senator. And it's your district number, first row. Second name is who the Senate member is. That's on the Senate. That sits in your legislator making laws. This is their website. Okay. This is what party they're in, whether Democratic, Republican, or Independent. And the last row is the list of bills that they're pushing. So I'm going to go to the hood because I know him. Let me see. Is his butt in here? Yep, he is. Let's see. Let's see if you can see who this person is. This is him. Let me see if it takes you. Yep. Doug McCurry. Well, he's representing Hartford, which is the city of Hartford, Bloomfield, and Windsor, Connecticut. These are towns, and that's the city. So he's a Senate and he's a Democrat. All right. I'm not filling that part out, but I just wanted to let you see who he is. So you'll be able to find out who your senator is representing your district. Give me a 1 if y'all with me. So when you go on your state's website, you're going to look for, and you're going to go on your legislator website. You are going to look for your representative. His office in Hartford. He has a legislative aide that you could contact. Her name is Kelly Gilbert. And then he has a press aide, Garnett McLaughlin. These are people you could call or email. Or if you want to email him, this is his name, and you write your message in the email address. just like you would do on any other website. All right, cool. So let's go back. So, um, he's a Democrat, and here's the bills that he support. Peekaboo. Bills introduced in year 2023. Senator Douglas McCorry. These are his bills. Hang on, y'all. Let me respond to this really quick. All right. These are all his bills. Now, say like you live in the hood, right? And let's see. So I'm trying to put this in the order. Okay. So say like you live in the hood, and this is your senator, and because you're not into politics at all, and because you don't deal with him, or you don't deal with your senator or your representative, because you doing your thing, and you say you don't believe in the system, and that makes it easier for the representative because he could introduce what the hell he wants. He can literally introduce what the hell he wants. So he got an act concerning transparency and education. An act concerning transparency and education. And you're like, what the hell is that? So let's look it up. You click on it. Substitute for Senate Bill number 1. And what is it? It's to provide equal and comprehensive access to education and academic opportunities for all children in Connecticut. And he's on the Education Committee. Now, this is the text of the bill. You could read all of this, of what it's about. And this is the proposed bill. I mean, here's the public. You could look at them and they go to it. You could read more into what the bill is about. But I'm not going to read all these pages. I'm not going to read all that. You can do that. And then committee bill, an act concerning transparency and education being enacted that the state and House of Representatives and General Assembly convene. And it just tells you what it's all about. So far, it says not later than January 1st, 2024, and annually thereafter, the Department of Education shall conduct a review of each chart of accounts for the provisions for the previous fiscal year submitted pursuant to Section 10-227 of the General Statutes. And you can literally copy that and put it in the statutes lookup, and the statute will come out. We'll get into that later. Following the review of each sort, let's see. Following, where would I leave off? Jesus. Each such chart of accounts, the department shall prepare a report for each school district that includes school district financial information for the following categories: expense function, expense object, education type, pre-K flag, allocation, and funding source. Within each such category, such financial information shall be disaggregated by each education financial system code utilized by the department as part of its educational financial system. And you could just read through all this. But let's get back here to where we was. Where was we? Now where I'll be there. What happened? Oh, now see, I done lost the page. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's get it back. We'll get it back. I'll get back to where we were. I apologize. I don't know why this shit happened to me. Get right back. I know how to get there quickly, so it's not hard for me to do. Senate member, go back to Doug. All right. And we're going to go back to his bill. Corey. All right, there you are. Put that right there, and we'll do a share screen. All right. Now, we was at his bill page. Where'd it go? We went to representative. All right, there he is, McCory. And we went to see his view list of all his bills. We read the first one. These are all the bills he put forth. An act concerning the mental, physical, and emotional wellness of children. An act concerning online privacy, data, and safety protections. An act concerning Connecticut's present and future housing needs. An act strengthening the protections against and response to domestic violence. An act concerning utilization review and healthcare contracts, health insurance coverage for newborns, and step therapy. An act concerning strengthening protections for Connecticut's consumers of energy. An act concerning higher education, affordability, and graduate retention. An act concerning health and wellness for Connecticut residents. An act promoting access to affordable prescription drugs, healthcare coverage, transparency in healthcare costs, home and community based support for vulnerable persons, and rights regarding gender identity and expression. An act concerning state voting rights and recognition of John R. Lewis. So now, if you lived in your hood, would these acts be anything? Would anything in here benefit your community? Do you see anything in here that would benefit your community? If so, give me the bill number. You could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 26. Just give me the number. You don't have to write the whole bill number, just the last number or last two numbers. Let me know, guys. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? You can't see it? The gender bill, the gender identity, that's number 10. All right, which one of these? Oh, if y'all didn't put none, that mean nothing in here will help your community and the condition it's in. Not even the housing needs for the future. Number 10 will help you. An act promoting access to affordable prescription drugs, healthcare coverage, transparency in healthcare costs, home and community based support for vulnerable persons, and rights regarding gender identity and expression. So you only see number 10 as being helpful to the community, and there's nothing else, nobody in here, nobody else. So if I don't see a number, that means none of this shit will help you. So now that's that part of it. Now let's go back. Let's go back. Oh, let's go back to him, Doug McCory. Right now, these are his bills. But wait a minute. Let's go back. No. Let's go back. Now, that's his website, the list. You hit the list of bills, and let's say we just picked this one, number 10, just because you put number 10 in the chat room. You said you misunderstood. Okay. Now, when you click on it, I showed you what I clicked on. You clicked on the actual bill. Okay, I got you, Straight Smoke. But let's say we did pick that one, number 10. And and none of these are none of them bills is what you selected, because you spoke to them and you told them, all right, let's go back to the beginning. You spoke to your senator and said, bro, we really need this act to be passed, this law to be passed, because the cops keep following us and harassing us, or something to that extent. And you don't see anything in here that reflects that. And he told you that he did put it on the table. And he did put it up to present it. This is where you'll look if his ass presented the bill. Think of a bill in your head right now, or something you want to be passed. Do you see it listed here? Just think of anything in your head. You're going to say no anyway. Any bill you would like to see passed for the people that will benefit the people in your community. Now, I'm going to ask you, is the bill that you thought about in your head up here? Yes or no? The bill that you just thought about in your head, is it up here? Yes or no? Come on, y'all. I need y'all to respond. Yes or no? Is the bill you thought about in your head listed up here? The bill you pretended to say, hey, Doug, we need this for our community, for the community. This bill up here. And he said, yeah, man, it's up there. And then you come over here and look, is the bill up here? Is the act up here? Yes or no? Hello, David, Tony, Straight Smoke, D. Allen Warren, everybody watching. Tony, is the bill you're thinking about to represent your community? Okay. The bill that you're thinking about to represent your community is up here. Which number is it, David? Which number up here you feel will help your community? One, an act concerning transparency and education. Okay, cool. So now, but say like you spoke to Doug and all of y'all in the community spoke to him at a meeting, and he gave y'all his word that he was going to put up a bill on the table. Okay. And this is where you would come and look to see if that bill is there. You're going to give him time to get it up there, and it's not there. This is when you know that dude ain't out for your community's best interest, because y'all met with him at a town council meeting and he assured you he would get the bill on the table, and he did not. This is why I'm showing you this. This is where you would look. We'll go back here. You click on his name, right? Oh, I'm sorry. You click on his list of bills. View the list. And there's the list. And that's where you would come and look and say, man, this dude ain't put nothing up that we was asking him. He just playing around with us. He ain't proposed nothing. This is where you look. Facts. Now, let's say you opened it up and there's a bill up here and you told him, don't support it. Let's say you told him, don't support it. Don't support that bill because that ain't going to help none of us. And then you go over here and you look under committee actions. You can also look under committee action. You see vote tally sheet. You want the approved tally sheet vote. So you would click that. And this is the approved tally sheet vote for that specific bill, an act concerning transparency and education, right? Now you get to see all the people that voted yes or no for this bill. Let's see. Say you told Doug, don't support that bill, and you go look for his name. Hijkl, McCory. He voted yes. And you told him don't do it, and he went and did it. Look. Right there. There it is. Oh, he came in late. All right. Let's get back to it. You tell him. See? So you busted him. He went and he did it anyway. See, they know you're not going to look for shit like this. That's why it's out in public. Now I'm going to go back again. Did you hear me from the beginning? Isness. Isness. I can't hear you.
Yes.
Oh, you saw it from the beginning? I don't know why I can't hear her.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
I saw it from almost from the beginning. I caught you though.
But you caught
when you're
me,
looking up the bills.
Right. Okay. So you know how to go. You go to the Senate member. I'll do this again. And in this instance, I found my senator, Doug. I want to now look at all the bills he submitted. And then I get in here and I found out it was a group of 10 of us that asked him to put a bill on the table. And this is where you would look to see if he listed it. And you'd be like, busted. No, you didn't. You did not. You ain't doing nothing. And you didn't list our bill. And then you click on it. And then y'all told him, look, Doug, please don't support that an act concerning transparency and education because it's bull. And he says, okay, And he enough people in the community told him, don't support that transparency and education bill. And this is how you know if he kept it real with you. You click the bill, and then there's the approved. That's what APB stands for. Approved vote tally sheet. And then you look and see all the people who voted. See, yay or nay. Abstinent means they ain't show up or they just absent. But there's Doug who told you, I am not going to support the bill. Look what he did. Is that trifling or what? Isn't this?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
He did not. I got you. I'm here.
He voted on it after you told him do not vote on it.
And he voted.
He voted yay. And he came back and said, "Oh, okay, I will not support that building. It's enough of you here. I got you." And this is how you know if he lied. He supported it. Right there. This is how you find out. I'm not saying that this actually happened, because it didn't. And they already tallied up the votes. 53 voted yes. I mean, it was 53 votes in total. 37 people on this said yes, and 16 said no. So all the yays win. So it was voted on. And Senator McCrory lied and told y'all he's not going to support it. And he did, because you see it on the tally sheet. So now you see?
I got it. I see it.
And I wanted to make sure the audience see it. That's how you go in there. You want to look for the voting tally sheet of a specific bill that you were hoping that your senator would support and would not. And you also want to look him up when you get on the General Assembly to see if it's been like 3 months, and to see if he listed the bill that about 20 of y'all at the town hall meeting asked him to put forth on the table. And that's where you'll look to see if he did that. That page under his list of bills. They know that you're not going to look that deep into it. You're going to just take his word like we always do. Like we always do. All this stuff is public information, but they know because the type of public education you get or had, you're not going to look. This is why this has been going on as long as it has been. So that's the peekaboo that I was talking about. So everybody smash the like button. Because now we're all these 501c3s are created like we learned in the budget, right? And the state funds them by grants, and they contract with the state to provide services for the state, to the state's citizens.
What was the name of the site that you were on?
It's on all Connecticut General. It's the General Assembly of your specific state. You have a legislator. It's your legislative site. Remember, you have 3 branches of government. You have the executive, what is the state? All right. You have the legislative branch and the judicial branch. Those are the 3 branches of government for your state. And they have those 3 because it has to be checks and balances. One does not have power over the other. It's checks and balances. The power is in the legislator. The power is not in the governor. Legislative, when they open up for every General Assembly session, they always let you know that the power is in the legislature, because it is, because that's where they vote to pass all laws in your state. The governor can propose them, but he can propose until he's blue in the face. It's the legislator that has to pass it. They have the final say so. They are the final. The judicial branch, their job is to interpret the laws that are passed by your legislator. So if you go to court and you think that a policy is in conflict with a particular law that was passed by your legislator, the judge will interpret it. And you get a lawyer to represent you most of the time. And the judge is going to determine if the policy by the agency is unconstitutional or if he sees in favor of the person filing the lawsuit, the plaintiff. So all state agency policies can be tried in court. They don't have to final say so. When you're taking them to court, it's because you have a conflict, you have a disagreement with a particular policy. And you get to file a lawsuit in court and challenge that policy. And if the judge can deem it unconstitutional or in conflict with the Constitution, so they have to fix the problem, and they have to compensate the injured citizen. So now I want to get into why you're lacking power in your community. And when you have this, we see this. I show this all the time. And I do it for a reason. Where is it? Oh my, what did I do with it? What? I know I didn't get rid of my Million Man March. Okay. I show this because these are our communities across the 50 states. There is no way in the hell that this is that many people in our community, all these Indians. There's no way that all these Indians don't have power in their community. Otherwise, they wouldn't be at the Million Man March, right? Am I right to say that?
You're right.
So there's civil ways to combat. So they're running your communities. They're running your communities and putting programs and businesses in your communities, our communities. Okay. And we're not into politics. So there's a way to civilly combat that. But as Indians, you have to get back into yourself, to who you are first, and reestablish what was dismantled. And what was dismantled was the thousands of Indians across these states. And they made them disappear by fake race identities. And you became something else, a citizen under a state's jurisdiction. Now,
And a Christian.
and whatever, put religion to the side.
Yeah.
And just say you're a citizen.
Okay.
And all these citizens are being totally disrespected by its government. Because before they became U.S. citizens, they were their Indian tribes. So what you have to do is reestablish yourself, go back in your original identity. Because there is a reason why Indian not taxed is in the Constitution. It's supposed to apply to you because you're not who you are. You're a black. It doesn't apply to you because Indian not taxed does not say black not taxed. So you have to fix it. Now, second, all these programs. We're going to get into what you need to do. But I first want you to watch a video, okay, of this newly appointed judge, okay, that's had a lot of experience. And I'm going to stop it. And you're going to learn what you can civilly do to combat the state's programs and your community just by being your individual family tribe. So let's go. Let's watch this video. I don't even need this no more. Let's watch the damn video. Okay. We won't watch the whole thing, but we'll watch a lot of it. Let me get it back here. So y'all, fair use. This is not a YouTube video.
Morning. Morning. We are going to call this hearing to order. We're going to begin. Judge Westbrook, if you could raise your right hand, administer your oath. You swear to affirm, as the case may be, that the information you provide to this committee will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. As to help you God or on the penalty of perjury. You may have your seat, and you can offer us your opening statement, and then we'll move to question.
All right. Good morning.
He is the chair of the Judiciary Committee, and he's fought and put forth a lot of laws for second chance initiatives for brothers and sisters and people in the state that are convicted felons. And his name is, forget his damn name. It's been a while. But he's the chair of the Judiciary Committee. So they're holding a public hearing. And he's the first person up is this judge that just got appointed by our governor here in Connecticut. So listen.
Chairs Winfield and Statstrom, Vice Chairs Flexer and Quinn, Ranking Members Fishbein and Kissel, and honorable members of the Judiciary Committee. My name is Dawn Westbrook. It is an honor and a privilege to appear before you today. I thank Governor Lamont for nominating me to serve as a judge on the appellate court. And I would also like to express my gratitude for the immense amount of support I've received from my family, friends, colleagues, judicial staff, supporters, many of whom are here today. When my 4 children were much younger, they're all adults now, I would often consult with them whenever I needed to speak to an audience. And I'd give them credit as my speechwriters, and I'd feed, clothe, and house them as payment, of course. But what they would say, while often comical, was often a source of inspiration for me. So I asked my speechwriters on this occasion, what should mommy say to the committee? Well, now that they are all adults, they're just not as funny anymore, but they are still a source of inspiration. And the younger 2 did want me to tell you that they are the best daughters in the world. So they haven't completely lost their comedic touch. But today, I am here to tell you who I am. And I think one way to do that is to share with you what I have contributed, and just as important, why I have contributed. I grew up on the west side of Dayton, Ohio, raised by my mother, Joanne Gay, who would graduate from college and become a public school teacher while I was a young child, and would eventually be employed in leadership roles for the teachers' unions with both the Ohio Education Association and the Teachers Education Association. He is here today. Like many Americans, I grew up in a community of poverty, a community of color, where people often didn't trust the law, and often their only experience with the law was in response to something happening to them, an eviction, a child protection action, criminal investigation, the loss of a job, issues with the education system. So I grew up in an environment where there was skepticism, mystery, and a general distrust of the law. And so I was first attracted to the law because I learned that it was one of the greatest tools to resolve injustice. I learned that there were rules in place to ensure fairness. And in fact, these rules were written. And so when I graduated from high school, I had the privilege to attend on a full scholarship Fisk University, a historically Black college in Nashville, Tennessee, where I enrolled with the intention of becoming a broadcast journalist. While at Fisk, I learned a great deal about civil rights, feminism, and LGBTQ rights. And as I began my studies, I was particularly drawn to philosophy, the study of logic and reasoning. I quickly changed my goals and majored in English and philosophy. So when I graduated from Fisk University, I went on to attend the Vanderbilt University School of Law, also in Nashville, Tennessee, where I embraced public interest law, interning at such places as the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under the Law in Washington, D.C., and the Women and Family Law Center in New York City. Throughout law school, I was employed as relief staff at a local YWCA domestic violence shelter, where I slept overnight many weekends, answering calls of women seeking shelter as a result of intimate partner violence. During that same time period, I worked for one season for a court-ordered program for intimate partner violence offenders called PEACE, Project to End Abuse Through Counseling and Education, reflecting my desire to comprehensively understand the needs of those who have been victimized and the importance of attempting to rehabilitate and address the root causes of those who had offended. One of my first legal jobs was at the Connecticut Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities in 1997. I next worked for the law firm of Williams and Pattis in New Haven from 2000 to 2003. And eventually from 2003 to 2009, I worked for myself as a solo practitioner, where I had a special public defender contract in Hartford, Manchester, Meriden, and I served as a juvenile contract attorney in Middletown and New Britain. During my time in private practice, I tried over 20 cases to verdict. I spent much of my time and energy representing individuals during some of the most challenging times in their lives and dealing with some of the most socially contentious issues our nation has grappled with. And while today I have emphasized my legal employment, I wouldn't be true to myself if I didn't share with you the many other employment experiences that have enriched me. I have been working since I was 14 years old. I have been a tour guide, a waitress, a cashier, a retail clerk, and held many other jobs that have shaped who I am. For the past 14 years now, I have had the privilege of serving the people of Connecticut as a Superior Court judge. During that time, I have served in a number of courthouses and various divisions in the branch. I am currently assigned to the Hartford Court for Juvenile Matters, and since 2021, I have served as the Chief Administrative Judge of Juvenile Matters. I have also served on numerous committees during my tenure. I currently serve on the Judicial Review Council, the Judicial Media Committee, and as chair of the Judicial Education Committee. It is these lived, professional, and judicial experiences that have brought me here today. And today, as I tell you who I am grateful for your consideration of my nomination, and I welcome any questions you have for me.
Thank you very much. Senator Kissel.
Thank you very much, Chairman Winfield. Judge Westbrook, great to see you and congratulations. Not often do we have nominees that can pack a room like you have. And especially, you know, and again, walking in here and seeing people happy and celebratory is unusual, frankly. And just the fact that you have garnered that much support for what you've done in your career speaks an awful lot about you. And I'm just flabbergasted a little bit that one of your jobs during your career path was special public defender, and you went to a lot of different jurisdictions. But I was a special public defender for a number of years in North Central Connecticut, and I don't see a lot of nominees coming through that had that background. So that's comforting to some extent, but certainly your experience much vaster than mine. And I did work with the YMCA, and you worked with YWCA, so all good things as far as background. The part that I'm concerned with is we're losing you from the regular system. And recently you've had extensive experience with the juvenile court system. And so I'm just wondering, what can we hold on to from your experience in the juvenile court system? In particular, I've spoken to some of our state's attorneys that work with the juveniles. And I think it's mistaken that the public feels that all the state's attorneys just want to throw the book at these young people and just ratchet everything up to adult court. I think that these folks are grappling with how can we turn all these young people's lives around? Not always males, but quite often. So I'm just wondering, What can you tell us about those recent experiences when you've been at the helm of the juvenile system?
Well, I can say, first of all, that Connecticut General Statute 46B 121H actually sets out the goals of the juvenile justice system. And this body, legislatures, you all created that statute. And it sets out sort of 11 goals, but even the preamble says that individualized supervision, promoting efforts to keep youth in their communities, designing programs that are designed to prevent reoffending. So I'd say continuing with sort of some of what the actual goals of the juvenile justice system are. And again, there are 11, I can read them if you want, but they're all surrounding sort of efforts to do that. And I do think that we've been moving in that direction, and I just hope that we continue to move in that direction.
So let me just stop it here for a minute. Now, here is a. Did you guys hear that good so far? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so here's what I'm saying to you. Now, here's a Republican understanding that the books are thrown at youth to push them up to adult court, to throw them into jail. You know what we talking about. It's not hard. So the judge said, he asked her what could they do, because she's now leaving that system and been appointed to another position. So guess what? Because obviously he knows that the programs for transitioning behaviors for our little Negro children are not effective. So, because if they were, why would he ask her that? Because it's like, boy, you're leaving. Now it's really going to suck again, basically. Or what do you recommend we do? Because he doesn't want to keep throwing the book at little black kids. But the programs that they got really suck. She can't say that, but I can, because they do suck. They do. So here's where I'm saying how you can make a change in that, because you have foreigners running these transitional programs created to keep youth in their own communities and keep them and to help them transition their behavior. That's probably due to bad parenting, or they're probably foster kids not home, so they're suffering detachment, all kinds of things. I mean, our kids and our hoods have serious family dynamics. Some of them have mental health conditions. Some of their parents are, on drugs, or dad's in jail. You know the routine. Mom could be in jail too, or mom's just straight up unfit. So what happens when you have that type of um, um, different family dynamics? The child suffers. So in order to show out those ineffective state programs, and for your family tribe to create an effective program that shows your results. So if you have created a 501c3, say like ISNIS, the ISNIS
Foundation for
what's your Indian heritage? What is it? Creek, Cherokee, which one?
Cherokee Blackfoot.
Okay. ISNIS Cherokee Family Transitional Center for Youth. Let's say we leave it at that. The ISNIS Family Cherokee Transitional Family for Youth. Transitional Behavior Family for Youth. Let's say you created that 501c3. And you're running that program out of your home, or you are renting a facility. Literally. You got a little facility and it costs like, I don't know. You know how you have those abandoned little places that Chinese people seem to be able to rent and turn into a Chinese restaurant that nobody could sit in and eat. Well, you could do the same thing and change it into the Isthmus Cherokee Family Transitional Home, Transitional Center for youth. You can start off that little. So now where you're going to get the money from? You're going to go right in that same community and that you're in, because see, they know you from your community, and you're going to knock on people's doors saying, these state programs for our sons are not working, and we want to open up a center in our own community so that we could help our children in our community transition their behavior. We're going to find out what's wrong and work together with him and his family, or the child, period, if the child's in the foster home at this point. And what you do, you're going to go around in the community, because people in the community are going to know about the programs that they already have. And they're going to be like, word, I hate them. Oh, yes, I'll help support. And they probably will support you on a monthly basis just so you can keep it open, so that their kid don't have to go to that ineffective ass program that's being run by foreigners that don't know shit about our culture. And if they do, they already can't stand us, but they want to make them like them. And I'm talking anybody that come in our community that ain't us, that are not culturally us. Because number one, the child already has vibes. So if somebody came from like a country that's on the one of the islands, and they're running that program, and they happen to run the program based on the way that they live and culturally in their environment, and I'm like, that's just like me. I don't go to Jamaican clubs, once in the blue moon, but I don't like them because I don't like it. But that doesn't mean I don't like Jamaican brothers and sisters. I just don't like a lot of the music. I much rather hear my music that I'm accustomed to hearing. You
And
follow me?
sometimes, yes, and sometimes the people don't understand the child's culture, because I've seen where some of these kids will go into a home and they'll cut those little girls' hair off.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do their hair, and the poor little girl will have no hair.
Yep.
So
They design the child to their custom. So now you're taking them from mainstream white society and you're putting them in somebody else's damn culture. So enough is enough. If the child grew up in your hood, they're accustomed to dealing with and vibing with, and the energy is equal to the person they're accustomed to be with. They keep throwing our kids under foreign control. So it's up to us to combat those state programs. And the state programs, we're like, well, we're not getting any more people assigned to your program. Nobody's being assigned because all the kids in the community's parents are referring them to your program. So now you can go and apply for the funds needed to run your program. That's how you get it out of their hands and into yours. So you can keep control over your children in your community. Do y'all understand that? Because the community is going to support you because they hate the programs that the state's providing and the people that's managing them. The community can't stand them. So please let me know. Hey, app, I'm gonna give you the redirect. So, I want to know if you understand that. Is this? Tell me what your thoughts about that, because that's how you take back control over your community organizations, and then you become the community leader. You become the referral to the state and the court systems, because a judge might say, you know what, you're gonna have to go to your child, and you and your child, you're gonna have to go to 6 months of transitional health transitional behavior health with the Isthmus Cherokee Family Transitional Support. Do you
Wow,
follow
that's a good
me?
idea. Yeah.
That's how that goes down. You got to make their programs are already ineffective in our community, but you got to
Right.
come in there and make an effective program. And they're going to, the most of the time, they go with the majority of the vibe of the community. And so the state's going to be like, well, this program is working. This kid hasn't been in trouble. He's reading more. He's looking at his behaviors towards other children has totally changed. He's become a leader, a little leader, because he, instead of fighting with his friends, he's talking it out with them, and he's redirecting their behavior and redirecting his behavior, all kinds of things. Y'all know we know how to take care of and control our children in our
Yeah.
community. So that's how you take power of all these 501c3 created programs in our community. You combat them because nobody else is going to be referring their kids to these foreign programs that they can't stand. So now you will be the one getting the funds from the state to keep your program going, because you will go to the next public hearing demanding that the state continues to support your program, because you got the whole fucking community out in the lobby. It's not enough room for them to sit in this place. Let's go. Let me go back to her. There won't be enough room to sit your damn community in these chairs. They're going to be in here and they're going to be in the lobby. And the legislator's going to want to do something because you got to make them listen to you. The legislator's going to be like, well, we can't deny this program. The whole damn community's out here on our asses. So we have to fund this program. It's working. Parents are out in the lobby having a fit that we may not fund this, and we need to fund it. We need to do something. That's how you take control back in your community. Let me know if you understand that.
I understand that.
Does it make sense?
It makes sense. So the next step would be, as Straight Smoke said, is the funding, but it makes sense. And a lot of people think that you're barred from these organizations, and you're really not. All you got to do is just take those steps forward, and you could create a foundation fairly easily. So I get it. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, a lot of our people aren't educated in this manner, and no senator is going to recommend that you create one and give it a reputation, because you can. Big Mama knows how to take care of her babies. A bunch of big mamas running this transitional center in the community that everybody loves. Then the next thing you know, changed it into an extended care program because mama is still at work, but the child is safe in the transitional behavior program after school until mama get off. That's how you take it back. Because right now, we're all doing different things in our community. Some of us are in the clubs. Some of us are just doing our own things and allowing foreigners to develop foreign-like programs in our community. And the only way you're going to get them out, and
by creating your own.
Right. You create your own in your own community. Your senator's never going to tell you that, because if he does tell you that, the noses is going to be turned up. Well, Senator told them to open up their own damn communities, own damn programs. Now ours is knocked out the door. They're going to have to close their shit down because they ain't going to get no referrals. Or for a little while, they'll get referrals, but the judge is going to be I'm going to refer you to this one. I'm going to refer you to that one. I'm going to refer you to this one. And the best way to do it is to create one for girls only and create one for boys only. And then your two programs that you have for youth, for girls and boys, y'all can always do things back and forth together. You work together with the boys ones separate from the girls ones in two separate locations. And what you do is you work together. It can expand. Then it gets expanded into getting tutors into your program. Tutors. You can go and contract with a nearby college in the community so that they could do their internships in your created tribal program because they have to do internships. And it's always helpful to contract with the colleges because the students in the colleges are being trained on how to deal with children with transitional behaviors, but they're not coming to change your program. They're coming to learn what your program's like. So they're going to work under your program's goals. They're not going to come in there. The students are not coming in there to change your program. They're coming to work under your program based on your goals that are laid out based on your mission statements for your program that you created in your community. And that's how you get the best reputation ever.
Wow.
Next thing
It's
you
pretty
know,
good.
your ass will be on the state budget's list. Your name will be the next one on your program will be on the state budget list. And the governors will check off. Remember how I told you how the governors say, I don't want this program. And you got to go through a public hearing. They're not going to want to see the whole goddamn Hartford community coming in that damn legislative office saying these people are crazy. They're in the lobby. We got to do something. We can't not fund it. We have to fund that program. Get them out of here. That's how this shit go down. That's making the state do what it's supposed to do. You make the state work. But when you don't complain and put up a big shit fit, they can't do nothing. They can only work on your actions. And then when you just don't deal with it, they do what the fuck they want.
Right.
Like
Because
I
you
was
know
just
what?
showing. You leave them that power. You give them that power. The
Yeah.
less involved, the more power you give them.
Yeah.
You got to take your shit back. Word. So go ahead, Instance. I'm going to put the link in the chat for people that have something that they would like to say about it.
Well, the only thing I wanted to say is that if you're not sitting there requesting the funds, someone else will. It's going to be someone else's hand that's out.
Facts.
So
you make it easier for foreigners to do
yeah.
what they do in your community. You do. You make it easy. But you also have to always keep in mind that none of our senators and representatives educated us on doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're a foreigner that look like us, that ain't really us, they're going to tell their family, yo, get on this. They family all in the Kool-Aid. And they ain't even fucking from the mainland. But they run in your damn hood. And none of them live in your hood. They live in the suburbs.
Right.
But their business is in your hood. They don't give a fuck if you achieve in their program or not. Because their doors are revolving. And revolving doors keep them with money. So all you are to them is a number. You start off being admitted in it and admitted into their programs. You start off being admitted as Bethy, but it's such a revolving door, you just become a number. Just like with the ineffective drug substance abuse programs. You register as Bethy, but your ass is a number. You're somebody that the state's gonna fund for staying in that detox home, and everybody getting paid. You a number. It's a revolving door. They need revolving doors because if they don't have revolving doors, no staff get paid, and neither do they. Just like with jails, if they don't have revolving doors to prison, no COs will get paid. They'll cut COs, and shit gets cut.
Just like you said yesterday, if the money don't get spent, then that's the less money they'll have for next year. So they gotta spend that money, and so there goes your revolving door.
Correct. But the weakness in our people, in our community, a lot of them don't want to work unless you create it. They don't want to create it. They want you to create it. So we're going to create our own programs for WIA, but we're not going to create them for somebody else. You have to do it. It has to be a domino effect. It has to be a bunch of us. I know what to do. That's why I like teaching people to reestablish their family tribe so that they can get shit like this popping. But the weaknesses, a lot of our people, I don't know what all the reasons are. A lot of them haven't even done the first stage of correcting their race identity and then establishing their family tribe. They have not started. But a lot of people that look like us, that are culturally not us, they're doing that. This is why I try so hard to push people to declare their race identity with their senators, because now the senator knows he's representing an American Indian, and you need to reestablish your family tribe so you can get those programs popping. All of the programs you create don't have to fall under your nonprofit. You can create for-profit organizations too. You can. So I'm gonna play a song, and we could talk for let's see what time. I think Ab's going on about 4:30. I think. We could talk for like an hour. I'll play one song. I'll put the link in the chat again because I like your feedback on all of this. And if you need help establishing your family, that's what I'm here to do. Help you establish it. I won't leave you hanging. But after it's established, you got to start doing the work. And the work, it's not hard to do. So I'll play one song in hopes that someone comes on the panel and have something to say about the whole segment. I want to know. Smash the like button, y'all. Appreciate it.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day. And when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turn to morning dew, then you let's face it, baby, you know all the places. got the key to the lock. We in our own zone. Make yourself at home. Get to know.
Hey, Straight Smoke.
How you doing, Sister Bethy?
Oh, good. I just want to make sure it's you.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
how about the Mexicans? Yeah, I keep telling y'all there's Negroes in Mexico, but people say things, that's just so not true.
Yeah, I had love when you had stated that because a lot of people not understanding. We claim this whole continent, the
Yeah,
whole thing.
as Aboriginals we can, but Mexicans, you got Negro Mexicos. Look at these dudes; they look
Yep.
like a group of Negroes. Now, um, what you got to say about them Spokane Indians in the Negro
Yeah.
Leagues? What you got to say about that? You can look them up, Spokane Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Look them up. Yeah, okay. We're not gonna play these games about our race identities. These dudes are not from Africa. Stop the madness. This is why it makes no sense to argue with Pam Boo Boos. You do not have to.
I
Sorry.
found something very funny, Sister Bethy, that they will give acknowledgement to Australian Aboriginals, but not here.
Of course not. This is the mainland. It's North America. You can be a brown skinned Aboriginal anywhere on the continent except North America. Not happening when we got the folks here to prove it. Like I said, this is who was running around down south and in the north on the mainland. I could see each one of these dudes at Big Mama Cookout down
Yeah,
south
precisely.
in South Carolina. And I'm not playing. Not these dudes. Nope. We're not gonna keep
Yeah.
doing that. And in here, I always tell them how, they separated the darker Indian from the lighter one. And it's that it goes in this article. If you could read this, they made the lighter one when they took over the race. They made the lighter one the Indian. When the darker one they dismantled and disenfranchised the darker Indian. Can you read this?
Yeah, so it says, as the Negroes and Indians work side by side on the farm and in the shops, their natural traits are conspicuously illustrated. The Indian is the quicker, the more agile on a spurt, but his black brother has vastly more staying power. The
Can you stay
Indian
right
has,
there?
okay,
Can you stay right there? His
yes,
what brother?
black brother.
I'm done. The Indian got a black brother. I'm done. They're comparing two Indians. So you can start with the Indian is the quicker.
So, okay, the Indian is the quicker, the more agile on a spurt, but his black brother has vastly more staying power. The Indian has the more able and nimble legs, but the Negro is better developed in his chest and arms, all because of very obvious reasons.
Boom.
General
That's
Armstrong.
it.
Okay.
You don't even need to read no more. I'm not gonna you when you have so much information, man, I mean, come on. It, it's
So,
it's what is
this
this
is the
right here?
this is the genesis of colorism right here, and this is how it all got started. The lighter one is the Indian, and the darker one is now a Negro.
Yeah, it's just like saying light skin versus dark skin.
Yeah, that's it.
No difference. Like that shit played out. That's their way of saying light skin versus dark skin. And that shit played out in the 80s when Michael Jordan came out. Everybody was running after bald head dark dude, bald head dark Indian. But this shit is real funny about Frederick Douglass.
Mm.
What did it say? Smoke.
Frederick Douglass was of mixed race, which likely included American Indian and African
Go ahead.
on his mother's side, as well as European. In contrast, his father was almost certainly white.
I'm fucking done. I can't no more. I can't. And why
Okay.
are a bunch of Negroes outside of this church that Emma says she ain't giving up her guy for? I'm done. But I'm done with that. We don't even need to go there. Um, I just, came back to do this segment because I wanted everyone to understand how to see if your senator really put the bill forth that you asked him to do 3 months earlier in the town council meeting. And that's where you would go to look, literally. And you can see what he proposed. So when his ass show back, I'm gonna say you did not put that bill up there. And then you got to sit and listen to his excuse. And his excuse is gonna be bullshit. They can put forth anything on the table for a vote. If it's not there, it's because they did not simply do it.
And the reason I was so quiet in the chat at one point is because I was looking up what you on my end in my state in real time and doing the exact same thing you were. And I found out exactly what I see. The redirection of the money is solely proprietized towards who actually wants to actually do the work.
Yep.
So I understand why we don't have a lot of things as a people, because we're not even trying to be involved to and uplift our people to get the knowledge out.
But hold on. Okay. We're being told that we're not supposed to get involved. And we do have to keep that in mind because everybody, including me, has been told that no, don't get involved in these types of issues. So one of the things that we do have to is have a cultural change. And people need to take ownership. This is your country. This is your place. This is your spot. This is your land.
Could
Right?
you give
And
me could you give me an example of I'm sorry for cutting you off, Isness.
oh
But
no,
can you
that's
give me an example of some of the ways of people telling you not to get involved in these? What would that be?
well, I could go on a grander scale. There's an election coming up. And people will tell you not to get involved there. And in that election, there are these legislators, as you're talking about, the people who are creating these laws or these putting in these
Oh yeah.
policies.
Oh, I get
And
that.
we're being told, that's their stuff, but those people, like you said, are giving money to the foundation that's running the program in your neighborhood, which your kids or your nephew or your cousins are going to go to. So we are affected, whether indirectly or directly, by these politicians that we're putting in, these legislators, or as you showed earlier, the judge. We're affected. Those judges, a lot of these judges are elected too.
Oh yeah. So my thing is this. I understand that a lot of people in our community wanted to pull away from the system and get their own governments. But what I'm simply asking, I'm not saying, yo, don't get your own government. Don't go under nobody else's government. I'm not saying that. And I will not say that. If you go under somebody else's government and you're, you know, fully functioning and happy, yeah, salutes. Yes, you should be happy because that's a huge achievement. But in the meantime, if you're just simply not doing nothing and waiting for a government that you want to join to be under, there's things you can do in the meantime and you can take your damn program with you. That's what I'm saying. It keeps you from showing misery of yourself in YouTube. These are things you can do in the meantime until your government that you're waiting to be established is established. No one says you got to leave your program in this government. You could take your very 501c3 under your own government. You could take it with you and go under that government. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know what else to say. I would never tell nobody not to start their own government and not function under it. Hell no. But what I'm saying in the meantime, to remove misery from you, you need to be your own boss. When you're that miserable, it's because you need to be your own boss, calling your own shots. Everybody can't work for a boss.
Right.
Quite
So
true.
if you create your own program, especially if you go in a program, why would you go if you don't want a boss? Why would you go in a program that you know you can't stand bosses and you know shit is not being run right? That's when you have to create your own so you could be happy with yourself. Why put yourself in misery working under somebody when you can be your own boss? And every time you work in somebody's company or nonprofit, you're under their jurisdiction and you got to follow their rules and regulations. Why? It's nothing better than following your own fucking rules and regulations. That's like me with my state job. I keep my mouth closed. I just do my job and get out. It's not on me if something's fucked up because I make sure that I follow the rules and regulations of working in a particular position until I can get out. I'm gonna always do my job and just keep my mouth shut. And it is what it is. The burden's not on me if something's fucked up because I'm gonna do it the way I was instructed to do it, and still keep my mouth closed and do what I'm ordered to do. That's how I do my job. I do what I'm ordered to do and instructed to do. And if a higher person has an issue with that, they have to deal with the person that instructed me to do it. I keep my fucking hands clean. So, someone wanting to avoid all of that, you create your own program and it's easy. You will not be you don't know how much the community would appreciate you developing something like that in our community. They're going to trust you because they can't stand state programs and programs because a lot of them are run by foreigners that are not culturally like you.
That is correct.
And after school, you're not going to have to worry about getting funds for your program because people in our community were like, well, fuck that. I'm going to pay him the daycare money if they're going to help me transition my child. I work and I pay these fees for daycare. So I'm going to donate it to this um, program that they got to help my son transition into a better person and stay out of trouble. They're going to donate it to your fund. They're not going to, they're going to take the child out the ineffective program and put them in yours because they know you, they feel you, they know your vibe, and they know how you're going to do their kid. And they're going to go to work with a clear conscience because they know that their son after school is with Isness. And Isness is working on his behaviors, which is going to help our us living at home. My son comes home, he kisses me, tell me he loves me, he's doing his homework, he's reading a book, he's doing constructive things. So we need to develop those programs to make those shit happen until the government you want to go under is up and fully functioning. Then you can pull out and go under that government. But what are you going to do in the meantime? Just keep waiting? Not to say they're not going to happen, but you need to do something so you could be effective for that new government that you're going to go under. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Just like with me, Sister
I
Betty,
digress.
just like with me, Sister Bethy, I worked for the Board of Education for 14 years. And once politics got into it, that's when I decided to step away from it because you're putting too much on the children that they should not be trying to learn at that age. So
learn like what?
Well, for them to be, let's just say in first or second grade, to be writing a paper on Hillary Rodham Clinton is outrageous to me.
Well, I wouldn't say that because when we do that, we take away the potential of our children. That's why so many Asian children are intellectually smart because they start that early. That's the beginning stage of of disciplining your child, and you're doing that without whooping them. You sit them down, and that's how they learn. They learn to be constructive. Otherwise, their minds are going to keep going haywire, and it's going to be hard for you to discipline them, and they're going to be behind in their curriculum and behind other cultures.
The reason I
Some
said that, the only reason I said that is because upon looking at it, when my kids was actually in a public school before we got them out, they were not, with for the lack of better terminology, they were just not engaged with that. They had nothing to say about it. And besides, with a person like me at home, and they listen to what I listen to and looking at what I do, me and my wife, and they go to school because, and I'm, it's kind of hard to tell them that that's that's false. What they're teaching you is false.
Well, if a second grader is writing a story on Clinton, okay, just as a second grader, and you're the parent, and you're home, um, teaching them what to say, that's the beginning of stage of teaching your children how to say something nice, like a second grade, the mindset. It could be just as little as Hillary is the United States president. She has such and such many children. She's going to serve a term, presidential term of 4 years. And that's the end of it. That's the story. And you're sticking with it. You don't got to say nothing else. You don't got to say she a Republican, she racist. You don't got to teach your kid that. Just something positive to say is enough. But at least the child knows how to write something now. So the next time, if President Straight Smoke is now the president, write a story of what you know about President Straight Smoke. President Straight Smoke is a nice man. He is our next president, and he looks like me. And he's telling our children that they should listen to their parents. That's a second grade level story, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's the beginning of disciplining. You don't have to have your children or instruct your child to write a political personal feelings that you have for the current president, but the object of it is to get your child to with a disciplined mind.
I understand
So
what you're
you could
saying.
take things very different as a parent, but you could also fix it to your comfort and liking as well. You can guide that story. Uh, like you can prevent them from having your child think Hillary's going to be the best president because she's the first president of the United States and she's a woman. You could prevent that in your child's story. You can guide what the child writes and how the child feels about Hillary.
You're right. You're right.
So I don't think nothing's wrong. It's just all about how you creatively step in as a parent as part of your child's education. It's all about how you run it at home.
But to get back to topic of what you did with the senator thing, I had wanted to do that same thing with agriculture, teach kids how to get back into farming and growing and whatnot, because I feel like that's an essential thing that most kids need is to understand how to create for themselves and grow food because that's a
That's awesome
serious
program.
thing.
That's
Straight smoke.
awesome.
Straight smoke. You should probably look into the USDA and see what
Yeah.
type of grant programs they got.
They got a lot. Every day they got programs like that.
Yeah,
Every day.
I had a buddy of mine. We had started one. It was called Build Back Beautiful
Oh,
LLC, and it's just some things that went wrong on a lot of different notes, and eventually the property was taken by the USDA.
oh, you've already done it. Okay. But you can
Yeah.
always do it again.
Oh, we're not giving up. This is not an ending thing. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's parameters. For
So
each state.
how did the USDA take the property? Is it property that you own or is it property you rented?
It was a grant that they had property that they wanted us to cultivate, and which we did. And the abundance of food that we produced, we were essentially giving it away to the public for free. But they wanted it to be commercialized and for it to go to like actual grocery stores. And that's not what we set it up to be. So inevitably, we lost the contract.
Well, that's what happens when you contract and not get your own land.
Yeah.
The smarter thing would have been is to buy 1 acre of land and start from there.
Yeah. You're right.
That's all. But that's okay. You learn. At least when you was in
Right.
there, you
Yeah.
learned. Don't take it as a failure. It was their property. So now you know what to do. You learn from your mistakes.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
And I
all.
was even interested in one of them USDA things, so now I know who to talk to.
There you go.
You have experience, but
There
she's
you
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
go.
She's right. Yeah.
Because it's
And you
fairly
can get
simple.
grants.
Yeah, it's fairly
Mhm.
simple. You know, we was up to a $1.5 million grant
Wow.
for this project. And like I said, I wish I'd have known then what I know now, but I know now from going through that experience. And yes, you're absolutely correct, Sister Bethy. If you start at a smaller way instead of always going for the higher end of it, you'll come out a lot better.
Yeah, just make sure it's yours that you own.
Hmm.
That's all. That was your only mistake that I could see. It's just you need to own the land because they could pull out and you know
Take your stuff.
replace the management of the land in a minute.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Wow.
Yep.
You want to own your own shit, man. Really. So
I
you learn
mean, we
from your
still,
mistake. That's not failure. You made an error, so you just correct it. Hey, oh, that's right. The debate with YK the Truth is November 4th. That's tomorrow at 5. And the ticket is only $10. And when you going live, man, you're gonna go now. The ticket is only $10. This is a debate that you want to see because one truth be swinging, and him
Yeah.
and YK the Truth is gonna be going in a debate, and it's going to be a private debate. All you have to do at this point, I'm just putting that up because this is what I know. Um, all you got to do is Cash App, add power. Where'd it go? $10 right there. I don't know 111 Truth's thing, but if you Cash App, add power and leave your email so he can email you the link to get in the private debate because it's going to be private. It has to be private because things they're going to be saying, his channel could get striked or whatever. So if you got $10, Cash App him real quick, leave your email. I'm watching that debate. I can't wait. Ab, could you come on the panel real quick, please? Paste. There's the link.
once again,
But
Sister Bethy, thank you so much for the insightful things that you showed me that made me go back and look into what you were saying. And
yeah,
I see the way I can go about doing what I need to do in the state that I reside in. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Are you gonna open your farm back up, or that's something you just said you put it on the back burner for a little while?
We're in the plans of doing that the start of next year after the frost.
Oh, so
After the frost.
after the fraud, what state you in again?
Kentucky.
So
Oh wow.
are you gonna? I know, right? Are you
Right.
gonna go around in the community and do fundraising, like knocking on doors, because you could raise the money to buy the land, the acre.
Well, in
Don't,
actuality,
I would say stay away from taking out loans because
that's
that
what I
just puts you more in debt. I would not do that. I literally would not do that. I would literally go in my community
yeah.
and fundraise. When you'd be surprised people that cash app you and let it go to your account so that you can raise the money up to buy the land out. No loans. Loans are debt. I hate loans.
And that's what we're doing. It's going to be a community based effort.
There you go. I mean, keep
We're
it
just
community
gonna
based.
yeah, we just got to cut out all the red tape dealing with any kind of government stuff and just
Hmm.
start on the basics. We've already got the technique down, and like
Hmm.
you said, it's all it is just purchasing the land. And from what I've seen here, we're not looking at probably like 2.5 grand for an acre of land.
Is
That's
that
it.
how much it is? Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
we got
thinking like 20, 15,000.
no, no, we got houses up here that's like $25,000 sitting on
What?
2 acres.
Wow.
I
Okay.
bought a
I'm gonna
Mm.
need to look.
5 bedroom, 2 bathroom house for 49,000.
Really? A lot of
Yeah.
people are leaving here and going to Kentucky. That's probably why.
Well, you have to
Wow.
understand, this is fertile land. It's farmers everywhere here. And the jobs are mainly factory jobs. And that's just what it is. The cost of living is lower, way low. Like the taxes out of your check we're looking at what, 15%? And some other states is 30. You have to look at
That's a
cost of
beautiful
living.
thing. But the first thing you want to do in your community is make a positive reputation with the people. You have to get the people to understand what you're doing and make it positive. Like, oh my goodness, I can't wait until why I know what I have to do. What we have to do, and I literally cannot wait.
And
I
that's where
can't
I'm standing
wait.
at. Because once we did
So
that community food drive once, and it was all garden vegetables,
Oh.
all garden vegetables, there's no tax on vegetables at all. So for us to be able to give it away like we did, that impacted a lot of families on a positive level that they wanted to come help till the land, pick the fruit. They wanted to become a part of the process.
yeah,
And
but
that's
when
all
you're
it is.
dealing
It's
with government
empowering.
property, that's the number one mistake. Always get something that you can control. If you're not going to be in control of it, it does not make no sense to have it if you're not in control of it. Like, buy your own land. They can't tell you what to do on your fucking land.
No,
No,
no.
that's the biggest mistake. And if you're running a program for the government, they can replace you if they own the land with management.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even put myself in that position.
That's
People,
Because
where I
even
kind of,
sometimes they put you there to get it
yeah.
started and then replace you with who they want there, so they don't have to do all the hard work.
because you done
That's
created
a
the thing.
setup.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
done did the work to create it, and now they're like, okay, no, yeah, I got you.
Well, they tore it all down. We took all of our plants. We took every stitch of our plants, you know. And in the wake of everything, they literally turned it into like someone else. They sold the land out, and then someone bought it, built a house on it.
that's what pretty much
Oh.
happened. Now they got a house with probably some of your seeds in there.
No, we extracted everything. When I say everything, everything.
Y'all wasn't playing, huh?
We're
Oh,
not
Y'all
you
like,
playing.
sure did.
No, no, everything, everything. We took it all back. It's just that simple.
Mm.
But I know what you're going through, straight smoke. I had a baby that just it went away. And so the only thing I could say is that I guess we just gotta try again. Because when
Yeah,
you have those projects, it's like your little baby, is your little project. So I get
yeah.
it.
The community, like when you have like learning centers, you can even create a little learning center, and in your community, a learning center, which is like an after school program, and them same damn restaurants that them been boarded up or excuse me, in your community, where some old nasty ass foreign restaurant that opened up, you could you could rechange them. You could knock everything in there that was built in there out and put down new flooring and get your inspection by the building code inspector and change it into a
Mhm.
learning center, because that's what our children in our community need the most. They need that one-on-one help. And a lot of parents have a struggle with curriculum with their children. But if you have an after school program, like school lets out about here between 2:30 and 3:30. If them kids got somewhere to be, um, from 3:30 to, from the time they get
5:30.
out of school, not even that. I mean, longer than that, from like 3:30 on certain days. Not
Mhm.
every day, but like from 3:30 to 7,
That's true.
3:30 to 7.
Yeah,
That gives not only mom a chance to go do grocery shopping or whatever,
yeah.
but you're there helping her. By the time that child's finished, he's happy because he learned something new and he doesn't feel like he's behind in the class. And when he gets home, you're also giving them the transitional behavior support as well, because he's not just gonna sit there from three in your program from 3:30 to 7 doing schoolwork. That would drain him. If you take like half of that with schoolwork and the other half with transitional behavior therapy, when the child gets home, he's going to be tired at 7. He's going to say nice things to mom and show mom what he learned. And he's going to, probably eat dinner again, even though we fed him at the center, because that program also provides dinner for the child. And it's going to be a healthy dinner, of course, because straight smoke's going to bring great vegetables or whatever for them to eat. And they're going to go home and have a different relationship with mom, and mom's going to see the improvement. And you get evaluated. You got to really write your program out. It's not hard. You got to, have the family fill out evaluation forms, weekly evaluation forms on what improvement they've seen in the child's behaviors at home. You got to do all that. And I'm work my our youth chief that works with the youth. She's over the youth. She's developing a program, online program now for the tribe, so that youth can take classes online
That's a
and
great
be in there
idea.
with her. Yeah, she's doing that online so that they're in there. So I know she's gonna come up with something because she's so creative and beautiful. But yes, we can. But she's teaching the youth about their history. That's a little different.
Okay.
So they're going to be coming in learning about their history rather than what the U.S. system teaches them, the lies. They're not going to learn nothing about slave ships, not with Chief Martin. Mm-mm. So she's designing a history for you, history class for youth. And she's doing it at different grade levels too. So, and they can do it right online with or without their parents. The parents got to fill out permission forms, of course.
You know what? You know what I learned is to actually go and look up bills. So you are saying go look up the bill, right? So I go look up. There's this very famous bill in California.
Did you sign up to
S-
track it so that you could get email alerts?
no, I need to do it. I need to do that. But I looked up
Ye-
SB 490.
Ooh.
Okay. And so everybody is talking about it's a reparations bill. And then I think I was speaking to you and I was saying I think it's similar to the one that what's his name? Clyburn. The other one. That's the regular reparations bill. The one that Cory
Oh,
Booker has right now.
HR 40. HR 40.
HR 40. Okay. So, but I'm looking at it and oh my God, this bill that everybody thinks is a reparations bill for California is really a task force to study and develop reparations proposal for African Americans, which means is a nothing. It's a bill of nothingness. Are you serious? And so I would never, I mean, I was speculating and everything before, but just to see it
Oh,
in black and
Rodney.
white is a trip.
Yes,
That's
honey. You
crazy.
can do a share screen. And you know what? While you're in there, why don't you set it up? Did I show tracking the bill? Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Okay, let me show that really quickly, because there's a way you can track the bill. Um. Uh-oh. Damn, I thought I had it up. Okay, so
I can't wait to tell you about the Earlington project, Sister Bethany.
Huh?
I can't wait to tell you about the Earlington project.
Connecticut General Assembly. All right, so let me go over here and do a share screen. This is tracking so you can keep an eye on the actions on bills. So you're over here at bill information. You can you can do bill tracking, right? So the first thing you want to do, access a bill tracking application for the general public, sign up for bill tracking email notifications. So you would click on it. You have this on your site too. I'm already signed up, but this is what you do. It's easy. Fill out your first name, last name, email, phone number, your cell phone provider. Okay, if you want to get text, but you got to put it and you create your password. Right? Once you do that, then it's going to tell you to log in, and you just look at all the bills, the acts, blah blah blah, and it's going to tell you to select it, and then it's going to ask you, how do you want to be notified? Do you want to? I always check because they'll send you emails every damn day. I always just check when they do action on the bill. That way, you know what action was taken, and that's it. You only want to be notified, get a notification when action has been taken on the bill. It's simple. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Good deal.
Thanks. Oh, let's put something back here.
Well, that's just the bill, but I just now found the bill tracker. I got it.
Is that so? Oh, you got it?
Yeah, but it don't say it. So it's $4.90 and it doesn't show me anything. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
You okay.
I'm gonna put it in the back chat.
You can't do a share screen?
I'm not comfortable. Okay.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay, honey.
There you go. There you go.
You're so silly. Okay. All right. Let me see if I could locate yours. All right. Select bills. All right, these are the kind of bills. Bike and pedals are track bills. That's only as your position calendar. Bill number. It's not giving you nothing to sign up to be notified.
I don't see it.
I think it is. You need to. Let me see. Our stories, our policy tracker, bill tracker. All right, your bill tracker. There is a bill tracker.
Okay, I put SB 490 and it pulled up.
SB 490?
Yeah, if you put SB 490 in there, it'll pull up under resources.
Yeah, your things are yours is a little different from Connecticut. I only did Connecticut because I know Connecticut tooth and nail.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the link right now. I pulled it up.
I see resources.
Okay.
Wait a minute, legislative. They gotta have it. They give you a state budget process, most proposed or adopted budget, conference committee. Oh,
it's confusing actually.
No, it's actually not. You just gotta learn it. How to stay informed and make a point in Sacramento. Do you ever read this?
No, like I told you, I tried several years ago, maybe 2015, 2016. I wanted to go, but I couldn't.
It's telling you right here how to stay informed and make your point in Sacramento. Know the legislative process. Assign staff to monitor bills important to your agency. It's telling you, like, if you had a company and you can assign staff has posted a number of helpful resources right here. Monitor legislation. Use Calix legislative tracking tool. So here's their tracking tool. Let's see. Let's see. It should be a link. Oh, it's not a link. The tracking tool. Know your representative. Get to know key committee staff. Work your local process. Build local coalitions. Subscribe to Morning Report. Yeah, you can be notified of a lot of stuff. Adopt legislative principles. Make your lobbyists aware of statewide concerns. Don't forget about the regulatory process. Use CalCog as a resource. Call us for information and ideas. Let us know how you are willing to help on key bills. Y'all got shit. They don't tell us that. Let me see. Bill tracker. Open it up. I opened it up. Oops, that page can't be found. Oh,
I
it
posted
looks
the
like it
link.
was found in a different. Okay. All right, let me go back. Let me go back. Catalog bill tracker. Is the first one or the second one?
The second one.
All right, so you put the bill number here.
Yeah.
What was the bill number?
SB 490.
SB. Oh, Senate Bill 490 is the Senate bill. All right. There you go. Oh, here it is. Oh, I could navigate through your site. Your site is a little better than ours, I must say. It's saying here, Senate Bill 490, Bradford District Democrat. That's the person who submitted the bill. And this person is the Democratic California American Freedmen Affairs Agency. This is the summary of the law, but I believe you could just click on this hyperlink and then it brings you to this right here. Yo, girl, look, you got the pretty much the same way ours is. Let me see. Stop share. Share screen. You could do the same thing, honey. When I clicked on the SB, the number, the actual, this is what I got. You can see all the yays and nays who approved it. It tells you right here. Look, this is the history of it. In May,
Oh,
yays
wow.
32, 2 said no. I mean, 2 were absent, and it passed. May, Senate approved. Let's see if we could click on it. This is the history down there too. Senate Judiciary Floor Analysis Amendment introduced. This is when it was introduced. But let's look at this. Senate approved. Is that the talent sheet? Oh, it's showing you right here. See, y'all's is made different than ours. It tells you Ashby, everybody that said yes, the yeses. Ashby, Angelique Bradford, Stephen, Port Tantino, Anthony Wahab, Asia Weiner, and Scott. The no's, these 2 people said no. Abstain, these people didn't show up. A lot of times senators do that when they don't want to be in the jelly, in the Kool-Aid. So they have 5 yays, 1 no, 1 absent. And it passed. Result P, passed. So yeah, yours is like ours. It's just a little navigation is different. The word usage is a little different, but it's still, you can still see what senator introduced it. I just have to play with it for a while. Every state is a little different.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Oh,
that.
yeah, just keep playing with it. You'll get it. Believe me. If I can learn it, anybody can learn it. um, so yeah, I don't know what time app's gonna go on, but that debate's tomorrow. I already paid for mine. I'm gonna go get something to eat. If nobody else, any closing statements, because I'm ready to get out. I would do a redirect, but I don't know where his ass is. He said he was in Target. Let me see what
Thank you
type
once
of
again, Sister Bethy, for the knowledge. I'll go ahead and dive into my state as needed and see what bills and
Oh,
what.
you going to do some reading like like geeky me who reads all day.
That's what I do every day, though.
Well, that's what my daughter calls me, geeky. Oh, he's gonna have a good segment coming on um at 4:30. It's um the 1619 story debunked. Debunking the 1619 project. Is America racist? Aboriginal Africans wasn't here until 1904. Oh, that's going to be a good segment.
Truly sounds like it. I will be paying attention while I'm doing my research.
Thank you, Sister
Yeah.
Bethy. I appreciate you having me over here. I appreciate this. And your knowledge this is great, actually. You don't know how inspiring. You're getting my creative juices. You're getting
Yeah,
me
yeah, you
thinking.
got to do it. I mean, you have Ali Muhammad, and that has a government in California. Then you have Dane, who's starting a government or buying a town. I forget, but they're starting governments. So I mean, there's things you can do until those things are up and popping. But I'm very it's very real what I told you about how to take the power back in your community, because by not doing anything just because you weren't taught, that's how they were able to take the power over in your community. And it's by people that are not even from the mainland or North America, period, that have all these programs. It's kind of crazy. And none of those people don't even live in your neighborhood or in the community. I mean, period, point blank. Some of these people live in whole different states and hire people to manage them for them. It's
Hmm.
crazy. But that's because we let the power go. But a lot of 1990 babies, 1980 babies, the year, 2000 babies, they're business minded. So hopefully they'll start reestablishing those programs and taking back over their community. See, when you look in white communities, they didn't let their communities go. They got businesses and every fucking thing in their community. That's because they didn't let go of the power of their community. And you can't be mad and jealous at them. It's because they didn't let go of the power in their community. And they're very active on their town councils. We're not. You can even go and take over your state's town council if it's your community.
Or even start at the city level.
That's what I'm talking about
Yeah.
when I say town council. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't gotta be on none of that if you don't want to. If you're just gonna open up your own for profit or nonprofit, you can do a for profit or a nonprofit.
And I think you could
They
do
have
a
two.
for profit under your nonprofit.
Yep, you can, and vice versa.
Definitely something I'm going to look into even further off of what I already went through. Like I said, this was great.
Yep. So you got to take control of your mind. You can't let people that are not living in a happy life or um who are not working or who are in like a low state of life direct you to pull away and not take opportunity that you never knew you had. You can't do that. You can't. People, I like me, I don't let people influence me to live off the land when I don't have to. I'm comfortable with heat, hot water, and all these things in my home. I don't want to live off the land.
You don't want to go off the grid?
No. For
Okay.
what? Where am I gonna get heat from?
Wood burning stove.
I don't like that. They stink.
Oh, it's outside your house.
They still
Outside the
stink.
house.
What I
Yeah,
want
you
a
can put a
stove
wood burning
outside my
stove
house.
outside the house. It's think of the old school radiation system where you had a radiator in the living room, a radiator in another room, and it
Yeah,
would just boil the water type deal to give you heat in your house. It's the same thing.
I don't like
But
that. I like to turn on the switch and my heat's on. Seriously, I'm keeping it real.
I know it.
I don't want to go back to a time where we didn't have those things. I like coming home and turning my heat on, taking a shower, and I'm not freezing coming out the shower, and getting in my jammies and my footies and being comfortable in front of my TV when I get off work. So anybody that wants to live back in Little House on the Prairie days, I salute you, but I ain't going. Ain't going. Ain't going.
there,
A lot of
I,
people.
I'm listening.
Homeless
Okay.
people, homeless people are accustomed to living that way. I'm not a TP Indian, so why I'm gonna live like one?
It's funny. My dad says he won't go camping because he was like, I am not pretending to be homeless. So that's what this sounds like. I ain't
Now I
gonna
don't
do
mind.
it.
I don't mind going camping because I know I can get up and go home after the
Right.
little mini vacation. I can get up and go home. Hey, girly girl. I can get up and go home, take a shower, get all the bugs that been crawling on me in the woods off me, and get back in my footsies and my jammies and
And get
live
in your nice,
comfy.
comfortable bed. Yes.
Yeah, and drink some hot tea with honey and wait for the next YouTube channel to come on or play Candy Crush. I can't play Candy Crush in the woods, in a tent. Nah, I'm not used to that. Why go to a life? I never heard um Chief Holiday, Ab Power, Ab TV, A1, Top Cats, Dane. I never heard them teach that we as a people lived in TPs.
Mm,
And I never heard them teach that.
mm-mm.
Never heard them. So why? And so that's part of our culture. What they
The
teach our
cities.
culture.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't
And we
teach
actually lived
our
in cities.
culture. Right? They didn't teach our culture that we lived in tents and shit like that. Only people I know that live out in the woods is homeless people and cheap and people that's cheap as hell.
Oh
You
God.
got people that's real fucking cheap and will buy a log cabin and will not connect to utilities, which I get that, but that's why they got a lot of fucking money. You got people who live real cheap. They don't watch the news. They don't have TVs. They got a
Well,
radio, but that's it.
I don't pay for cable. I'm real cheap.
I'm not gonna
Cause
sit here and lie. I'm not looking at it from the aspect of going camping because ain't no way in hell you gonna catch me in the woods doing nothing. I'm not doing none of that. All I'm saying, I like my modern life, living in my nice home, but in my backyard is not just gonna be grass. I need to see some vegetation growing. You know.
Yeah. Some people, a lot of people that in our community, when you check their background, a lot of them are just angry, are very angry people, and they have felonies, and I get it. So they pull away. But I didn't live that lifestyle, and I'm not going there. Why would I drag myself out of heat and hot water? Hell no. I, how am I wash my ass? The life they live is crazy. They go to like shelter homes and take showers or places. Nah, I ain't doing that.
Nah, nah.
That's how people be catching scabies and shit. No,
It's a
I'll
lot
take
more than that.
privacy in my home, or they'll bum money up enough to understand they're on the corner holding food signs, and they get up enough money to get a hotel room for one night, and that's the night they take a bath. Oh hell no, I'm not living like that, and I'm not living where I go take a bath in the lake.
No, not at all.
So anybody that's saying pull away and live off the land, how you gonna live off the land? Where are you gonna live?
When I say live off the land, it's utilizing the land that you already got. You know,
They are saying that you can go and live in unincorporated land, but there's nothing on unincorporated land, no structures. So they're gonna build a tent or a little, or they
You don't even
probably,
have
yeah.
power. You don't have cell service. You don't have none of that stuff up there. You don't have no water lines. I mean, that's harsh.
Well,
I mean, I would go, like you said, I
yeah.
would go camping, but then you want to go back home. That can only last so long.
I think
I'm
camping
not
only
going no
lasts.
camping. No wood.
No, I hear it's fun because a lot of campsites they do have
That's not
showers
camping. That's
and
not
stuff.
camping though.
Yes, it is.
I mean, that's modernized camping, I should say.
Well, you need what do they call that? A trailer. You need electricity and you need a water line, and then you go camping inside your trailer, and that's the perfect camping trip.
Yeah, they even have those hookup things on camping sites that I
Or you can
see
just
up
plug it
here
in.
in my state,
Yeah.
where you plug the trailer up to it,
Yeah.
and
Then you have
Most trailers
toilets,
now.
showers.
yeah,
Yeah, and most trailers, most pull behind trailers for sleeping quarters, yes, they're equipped with a stove, a kitchen, a shower, 2 to 6 bedrooms, of course, the eating area, which can be flipped into a living room. I get that,
mm,
and they do have some have hot. Well, not some. Majority of them always keep, I want to say between like 100 gallons worth of water storage in it.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
I like that. I get that. But me personally, I just can't do it. Just can't do it.
Yeah, the camping sites they have bathrooms, but some people just go in the woods. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
No,
I'm
that's
used
too
to sitting.
scary. Yeah.
I'm sitting on the toilet.
I think about
No.
I
ticks.
can't do it.
Was it the Unabomber? Didn't he kill people in the woods? Like they were camping in the rural woods, like the
I ain't say
woods.
don't go to the campsite unstrapped.
Don't be crazy now.
She talking about the Unabomber. I did not say go to the campsite. I didn't think I would have to say that because you probably have to shoot a bear or something that's coming to attack you. I didn't say go unstrapped. She talking about the Unabomber. But I did see on the news the threats to the United States. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see the Ayatollah on TV, didn't you? For
Was
Iran.
that him making all that noise talking about?
Yeah, that's the Ayatollah Iran. He's saying, man, it's gonna happen within the United States.
So I'm waiting for Willie to come home so we can talk about it because we have our little political
Mm-mm.
conversations about the
Oh,
news. We watch the news.
okay, Sister Bethy. I sometimes wear a tin foil feathered crown, okay? And I sometimes feel like sometimes they will create chaos to fix the chaos and implement new measures. And we have all these people here.
Mm.
I believe that some of these people may be a military service. So if there is a foe attack, then they can say, "Oh, we need, let's
Who
say,
is
the
that?
UN."
Aboriginals of Elm. I can't see your face.
Hey, Isness.
Yeah.
I think I know who the hell this is. Hold up.
Hey, check one. You check this out. What you saying right there is the
Uh-huh.
favorite Democratic talking line. Never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yeah. And so then they could say, "Oh, we need more security." And next thing you know, all these dudes that's coming across are now your new security force.
So
And
Hey,
I'm
I got
like,
a question
what
for
it is
y'all.
they're creating the police state right in front of you. They're
yes, they're
creating the
creating a
police
police.
state
Yes, that's
right in
it.
front of you. Surveillance
Yes.
and police state.
Yo, I got a question for you.
What? Oh, sorry.
Did anybody Big Mama up here teach them how to cook acorn bread with like collard greens, anything like that?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Not was it cornbread? We talking about acorn bread.
Yeah.
So y'all ate acorn bread. So y'all gathered acorns up and made it in a bread
No, he's saying acorn bread, not cornbread.
Yeah,
He said
acorn bread.
bread.
Oh,
No. Have you
Okay,
eaten cornbread, Uncle Leroy?
I've eaten cornbread. I haven't eaten acorn
That's
bread.
King Cass.
Yes.
Wait a minute, who is that? Is that you,
It's
King
him.
Cass?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's me.
You always starting trouble. I'm
No,
so
I just
glad
looked
Ad
this
Power.
up.
I'm glad Ad Power came on the piano. Did you buy your ticket so you can watch the debate?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's going down. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Truth is my brother, but got to see him get defeated. You gotta
Oh,
learn his lesson.
he not getting defeated. I can tell you that right now.
And I want to say this too. I was on the panel. Well, Al Power was scared to let me on the panel the other night because he was running from the smoke from Sean P.
Oh, you
And
lying. I'm so glad he on the panel because he could defend himself. Get him, Ab.
yeah, he was
No,
he was running from the smoke.
King Cass is a degenerate, and obviously Sean P came to just talk. I asked him,
And
did he want?
Sutek. No,
Well,
they set up to the battle.
at least Sutek locked in with PNF, but everybody got to go through the brothers and sisters that's part of the debate league. Big Bap is the golden jewel. So you got to work your way up to get to me. And brother Sean P couldn't even illustrate one debate that he's even had for me to even go and look at to see him display some of his intellectual capacity. So
The brother wrote a whole book.
he fell short of the runnings to being able to debate me. He doesn't fit the criteria.
The brother wrote a whole book debunking Dane
Brother,
Cassidy.
my little bro. I got a little sister that published over 7 books. I know a 16-year-old girl that just published a book. Just because you publish a book is good. We're not taking anything away from them, but we're dealing with scholarship. We're dealing with PhDs. You know how many PhDs and professors and scientists that has never produced a book? That doesn't take anything away from their intellectual capacity, brother. So that's a nothing burger.
I mean, that's fine, bro. But the proof
No,
is in the pudding.
so
We can say this
you
about.
just said that to say nothing. You know how many books Polite wrote and how many children he touched on? So, like I said, it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, Polite ain't in our league and stuff like that, so we can't really, vouch for
He's
Polite
like
on
the
anything and
reason
stuff.
you guys like the debate today.
No, that's not the reason. The
That's a
debate's
fact.
been going on, bro. That's
Yeah,
the
they've been going on.
reason y'all like to debate.
No, we like the debate because Alim Seti. Yeah, there was some Aboriginal conversation within that debate that goes back and it's classic. It's considered a classic. So we like to reference that debate. We never reference a Polite debate.
But I mean, it's okay.
Ab,
It's cool.
hold up, King Cass. Ab, your show is coming on in a minute. Which one is it? The
No, my show coming
1619?
on at 5:30. My other show I'm gonna do tomorrow. So
Which one you doing?
I'm gonna do the one on Truth today.
Oh man, why you guys? What? Because you got to do the
Doing the last minute
face stuff.
promotion. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Damn, I thought you was doing the 1619 project
Yeah, I'm gonna do that in the morning though. I think that's gonna be a good bill.
in the morning. At what time?
Yeah, and I'm gonna do that, and I'll be able to advertise a little bit for the debate tomorrow as well. But to give me enough time to shut it off when I want to.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
what y'all go? Sorry about that.
But yeah, man, make sure y'all get y'all tickets, man, for the debate, man. Make sure y'all show up and support your brother, 111 True Searcher, and YK hopefully shows up to do his thing, man.
On this bias panel that they're gonna have with a bunch of Aboriginals. What's name gonna have it already because on the bias panel. Y'all gotta have it on the neutral panel, man.
Well, I don't make judgments on the panel. I never have. So it'll just be them two brothers debating on my platform. The people who bought the tickets will be the only ones that watching it, and they'll be the ones making the ultimate decision. So it's unbiased as unbiased can get. You can't get no more unbiased than that.
Who is Al Morocco?
I learned that from a Moore back in the day. He said,
"Oh,
this
you're
was the true name.
You're a Moore.
No, he's a sack chaser and lap hopping. So he will come on with various different names to throw you off, and mostly to trick you
I
guys.
don't know why I don't keep him from coming on my piano.
Yeah, me neither.
Not
King
a
Look,
Cats.
coincidence.
So one wants to know, have you read Top Cat's book, Black? I'm not black, I'm Indian.
Oh, that's been debunked too. That's been debunked too on if y'all go on what's that channel, man? What's the name of them channel? That's been debunked too. But I've seen it. But
have
they
you read it
debunked it.
though?
Did you read
But
it?
did you read it?
No, I didn't read it. It was
Matter of
ridiculous.
fact,
The
King
cover
Cash,
was ridiculous.
since we know you didn't read it and you don't do that too much reading, obviously. Matter of fact, what was the last book you read, cover to cover?
And how
You
you
can look
gonna
up
debunk a book that you didn't even read?
El Monte. El Monte was the book that I read cover to cover.
El Monte. I'm about to look it up and I'm about to do a pop quiz on you on a couple of chapters out of it to
Hold
see
on
if
one second,
you
sir.
read
Let me
it.
make sure.
So I'm about to pull it up now and give you a pop quiz on the spot to see if you really read
He
it.
said,
These
hold
guys are ridiculous.
They a hot mess.
Hot
We just
garbage.
do you think that there's anything wrong with advising the people that if they have not removed themselves from the government or they're waiting on a particular government to be formed, that there's things they can do in the meantime, taking their community back, like establishing something like you could really make the programs that the state have in your community weak by gaining the respect and support from your community by creating that very same 501c3, but you're running it instead of them. And
Well,
the
I don't
people
think
that
they when people is trying to get inform their own government, they're not going to tie themselves to agency that were they restricted by federal law or federal ordinance, right? So I think it's
no, you that person that owns that 501c3 could take that under the government they go under. It doesn't have to stay under state government.
yeah,
You
but
could
until you
remove
create a government, it's going to remain under that jurisdiction. So if you're going to create your own government and then transfer, you might as well just create your own process with its own backing. You see what I'm saying? With its own title as well. So
no, what you do is you dissolve that program that's under the current government and you restart it and you move it to your new government. That's just like moving across the street and getting away from them. Like if you have a program that's starting in the community and functioning, and then when that government is formed that you're going to go under, you demolish that one and you move it. You demolish that one from the government, meaning you're wiping out the EIN number that you created it with, and it's no longer in existence. And then you move it under your government. You restart it under the new government you're under,
but
right?
yet still but yet still retaining the monies that was already procured for
Right.
what
You
you're
you would
doing.
have to dissolve it from under the current government,
Right.
and
Right.
then
So
you'll be gone. You'll be under your new government. You got to make money until that one started, right? And then when the government's ready and set for you to come under it, you could come under it and be a part of that government. You dissolve it under the current government that you're under, and then you go under the government that you've always wanted to be under in your life. That's how you do it. But because you got to make money from now until that government's established. When is that government going to get established? Right? What do you think, Ab, about demolishing it? Oh, he must be on the phone. Or there's two things that you can do. You can demolish it or you can sell it. But what happens when you sell it? All the people that was under it ain't going to be in under it. They're going to come with you under your new government. The community is not going to stay under. No.
I think Bap
And
should just do his DNA test,
at
and he go ahead
BAP,
and get that land.
Yes, ma'am.
what if you demolish it from this government and you start it under your new government that's not connected?
Like I said, there's various different ways. You know what I'm saying? Just in no way is Trump's another one. They're all sufficient within their own rights. But
Hey, Root Word.
just to say somebody doesn't know anything about this government and they outside of any knowledge, any jurisdiction, and they create their own government and they do their own operations. That has nothing to do with nothing. You don't have to crumble, you don't have to use, you don't have to dissolve. You just operate. You just operate within your own immunity and commerce, backed up by your own resources. So I'm saying there's multiple different outlets to do it, though. That's what I'm saying.
Right. I agree. I agree. 100%.
But if you're already in the system, why not use the 501c3 as a benefit? And when there's an outlet to be able to transfer it, why not use that as well? But so there's multiple outlets based off where you are at this particular vantage point, the way you're looking at it.
I concur.
Right. Yeah, because the way you move away from it, you demolish it and just start it under your own stuff where you're comfortable already.
Right, it's not a set plan to create ill will. It's just us detaching and without someone holding up a foundation, it can easily crumble.
Right.
Without the proper minerals or resources coming in.
But once the Big Ab, but once the public sees that that entity is good for the public, they will get the full support of the public.
Right, and so what it needs is to be able to stand. Right, and so what it needs is the order to be able to stand within its own confinement without no help, to be able to have nothing to lean on to show that it's sturdy enough. Because it's going to be an opportunity that you're suggesting. Look, move yourself away from this crutch and whatever you're leaning on, because this one is standing by itself. It is sturdy enough for you guys to lean on. And as people come, more bricks are being built for the foundation. And that's just how things work, you know what I mean? But that's in a perfect scenario, though. You see what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
So
if I may real quick, you said a perfect scenario. In actuality, that's exactly what I did. I removed myself away from that crutch of the state and started my own. And it's self-sufficient. It's been doing great for 4 years for me and my family. So I understand full-fledgedly what you're saying of it being a self-entity. Right. Yes, sir.
So you doing the same thing the Native Americans doing? Like you got your land and your tribe and everything.
Native Americans don't have their own land. They got reserved land that they was designated to be put on. So that's a whole different conversation, King Cass. Like I said, I think you need to stop chiming in when we're having these high frequency conversations, because you're like,
I'm just saying though, like how you going to get your own land within the United States?
Elementary school when compared to these elites.
AP, the whole land is occupied by the United States government and stuff like that. How you going to get your own land within this land? You have to get an unclaimed land.
Brother, no, you don't.
Are you sure about that?
No, you don't, sir. See, that's why. No, don't even get into the conversation with him, because he's he's not even a landowner. He don't own property at all. As a matter of fact, I own property in Detroit. Kick ass. So you don't own property in Detroit.
Who said I could?
You can't talk about property management or understanding environmental or history.
All you got to do is go on land, baby.
Your land and your rights based off of who you are, brother. You don't understand, because Africans don't have land rights here. Africans can't even own land here indefinitely.
Yeah, but you can be like the people I know that got their DNA test and they got dual citizenship and they
Bro, listen,
nobody doing that shit.
Because why would we follow a loser's method? Like, so we're doing our own thing, and you guys are going to end up following us if you want us to see. So we're going to allow the brothers to finish building without the ignorance, brother. But when you got something intellectual to chime in on, please do.
It's okay, man. You keep running from Sutek and Sean P.
And Big Ab, just to stretch on what you were saying, that is cold-blooded correct. I stay in Kentucky. I own my damn land. What are you talking about?
You have paperwork and different things. You can stay on the land or whatever, but they do eminent domain. You out of there.
Are you sure about that?
That's how eminent domain worked. And it worked in they control the land.
Are you sure about that?
Do you know about eminent domain?
Do you know
You
about
know
it,
about
brother?
eminent domain.
The fuck?
I'm good. I'm good. Ab, Sister Bethy, thank you so much again.
Yeah,
I
y'all
will
don't
be
have to
looking
listen to
into my
King Cass.
bills.
He's.
I'm
I was
good.
hoping you was going at your right time, Ab, because I'm ready to transfer.
I'm ready to get in now. If you want to put it in there,
I
I can.
already did. All I got to do is hit the end button.
Hold on. Let me go to my video. Let me update the time.
Sister Bethy, just tell Ab stop running from people. When people presenting stuff to him on his panel, whatever, tell him don't sick Hawk School and A1 and all these crazy. Tell him to stand like a man and present his information and let us present our information.
King Cass, how I'm gonna tell Ab what to do, which I know he ain't running. Why you making
He be
trouble?
running.
King Cass, Sutek never once said he wanted to challenge me. When I said, "Who you talking to, Sutek?" You know what he said? I'm not talking to you, brother Ab. And that was on the same
Ain't
video.
gotta be
And
extreme.
listen, like I said, once again, I will possibly could entertain Sean P, but I don't think he's worth it. And I told him to prove his worth by giving me one piece of content that I can go and look at where he debated somebody worth debating in a structural debate, right? He couldn't point me to that. So he's not in my
But
league. So
I
if you want to debate somebody, we got somebody that's 5-0. Shout out to PNF. We got brothers like Truth.
PNF is pseudo, bro. Like, come on, man. When I asked
no, he's
him,
not.
King
when I
Cass.
PNF is
asked
very
PNF, he's a
intelligent.
more.
You can't even mess with
King
PNF in a
Cass.
debate.
We're not going to deal with what's pseudo coming from someone who lost his first debate and
I
didn't
didn't
even
lose
show
that
up,
debate, bro.
didn't even
I
show up
wasn't.
the
I was at
screen.
work.
The saddest part is you lost your first debate in such a worse fashion. As a matter of fact, it goes down, and this is a fact. You have the worst debate on Aboriginal Power debate.
I don't have the worst
It is
debate because
the
that nigga
worst
was a
debate, and you
non-factor.
lost in
How
the
you going to
worst
tell
fashion possible.
somebody? How you going to teach somebody that practices the culture, lives the culture?
Brother,
Nigga, I am the
brother,
source. I'm the source. That's why I told him he didn't know what he's talking
brother.
about.
See, listen, this is another reason why you would never be respected. Because if you was the source pertaining to the topic, we should be able to go to where you have put out scientific journal reports for your source as
No,
the
I
source,
practice the
and it being
spiritual culture
peer
of
reviewed
hoodoo,
by
bro.
people of your field. There's
I
studies
practice the. I don't
of
have to be a
African
scientist to
culture,
practice a
brother.
cultural
Did you know?
aspect.
Yeah,
What
actually,
is
you
your
do.
spiritual? What is your
Listen,
Native American spirituality, bro?
hey, hold on, King Cass. Before we move on, I know you want to move on to the topic because now you're in the hot seat because of the conversation that you brought up. You said you practice the culture. There's studies of this culture through Columbia University, brothers like W.E.B. Du Bois, sister like Zora Hill Hutchinson directly went and got involved studying voodoo culture, studying all different types of culture in Africa and trying to compare them to American culture. So there's a study on this. And if you have pertinent information and you are the dude who's been practicing this and you are the priest like you said you is, you should have some type of work put out. But no, you didn't. As a matter of fact,
Every priest
hold on,
don't write a book, bro.
hold on.
Every practitioner don't have to write a book
As a
to
matter of
practice the
fact,
culture. They just live it.
as
Hey,
a
Big
matter of
Ab,
a fact,
Big
you
Ab,
didn't even
he
show up
just
with a computer to screen share.
Cause I was at work.
Big Ab, Big Ab, he just
You
admitted
suck.
that he's thinking in theory or
Yeah,
ideology.
all theory.
He
And he
has no
No,
sucked.
that's
facts.
impossible,
Said
bro.
he studies the culture, so he's not even
No,
looking
I
at
don't
facts.
study the culture. I practice the culture. There's a difference from
Oh, of
studying it
what?
as an outsider peeking in than practicing
If
it. It's a
you a
difference.
priest, bro, I feel sorry for anyone that's coming through your ministry because you suck. Oh my God, that's horrible.
I
You
can't
don't
wait
know.
until I want to see. I can't wait and see Y2K proof that we came from monkeys, all of us. He
Yeah, this one.
believes that, right?
Well, he said that first you started off as like a little booger, like a little bacteria, right? And then you evolved into a fungi, into a plant, and this plant evolved into a fish-like plant, and then evolved to a more fish-like substance, and then evolved to a aquatic primate or mammal, and then this evolved into land mammal, and then it eventually evolved into other creatures that led up to these hominids. So it's a whole process that he got to explain. But yeah, more of the story, you came from a bacteria.
So, he said we didn't come from monkeys. We came from a bacteria.
I mean, ultimately, the bacteria turned into a monkey, and then it turned into you. So,
Not a monkey turned into an ape.
well, an ape, excuse me. A bacteria turned into an ape, and then it turned into you.
And he's
But,
expecting to beat 111 Truth in the debate.
Yeah, it's gonna be
You
hilarious.
can see how sperm in an egg, which is small.
Didn't the man say that we intermingled with these apes?
I could have
or
sworn
monkeys?
I said that he said we had
Yeah, he said we
relationship.
mingled with some of the earliest hominids, Homo africanus, Homo neanderthalis, Homo naledi, and all these particular
All
things,
homo.
which we can pull up the images and the reconstruction of what these people look like. They don't look no more like an orangutan with lipstick. You understand what I'm saying? I don't see people going. Well, actually, I did see people screwing on orangutan. That's a whole nother story. But
Pause.
no, it's literally there's a whole sex ring in China and in the border of East Africa that was dealing with a prostitution ring, and one of the prostitutes was an enslaved orangutan
That wasn't East Africa, but that was in Asia.
and that was Africans and Asians was having sex with. So
He doesn't have proof of that.
and the whole village was shooting at the army and didn't want to let the army raid and take over, and capture the gorilla. They loved the orangutan so much they was willing to defend their lives for to have sex with this orangutan. This happened over there in the borders of East Africa and Asia. So these guys are freaky people.
He telling the story because it happened in Asia, not Africa. It didn't happen in Africa. I know what he's talking
That's
about.
crazy. That sounds
Brothers,
horrible.
some of the people that was arrested was African people, brother. I got the documents and I got the literature. I got everything.
And you have black.
Oh, you gonna show it, App? Could you show it today?
I was going to do a whole build on, but it's kind of vulgar and it could get my channel blocked. It's crazy.
He can't show it because
Oh no,
no
you don't want to
Africans
get you
participated.
don't want to get your channel blocked. So can you?
No, but I am going to show the documents that of the African people that was arrested during that particular raid, though. There was some Asian people too, but it was Africans that was arrested as well. They have the
don't show no videos because they will tag you. Just if something you're gonna read.
I can also show you some stuff on the Young Turks where they were showing a black dude having sex with a dog.
I don't know the last time you came on a panel and was like, brother, and challenge people and be like, let me share my screen. You never do it, so we don't really respect.
I've done that all the time. You know what happened? I get kicked off the panel. So you tell them the story. Look, you pseudo right there.
That's a lie.
This is how we know we pseudo, bro. I did it on Instagram and everything.
I hope you know that you looked at as one of the biggest clowns in the pro-black community, brother. I just want you to know that. That's like seriously.
Where are you at? In Chicago?
No, he's in Detroit. Michigan.
Detroit. What is it like out there? Is it bad, or is it worse than Chicago?
No, it used to be like back in the early. I mean, it's still bad. Like
back when the Dead Zone, East Warren, the crazy Dexter Ave shit. You know what I'm saying? Back when that was Goons on, yeah, that shit used to be going down.
Yeah, but they gentrified a lot of stuff.
Most of the Detroit niggas be out of town. Let's just keep it real. They be out of town.
A lot of it's gentrified. Like you go down to downtown and all that now, it looks beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But this is because European white folks are coming in gentrifying it, right?
There's a lot of black people owning businesses downtown Detroit, and just because it's looking newer doesn't mean it's gentrified. There's a lot of black-owned businesses down there, and I went to a couple of them down there, so you can't.
It's well, yeah. You got the seafood.
You can't tell me shit about Detroit, and I don't even live there, but I go there quite often. I got a lot of family there, like I said, so I'll be in Detroit all the time. You're capping, bro. It's a lot of black people owning that shit. Matter of fact, it's one of the dominantly black ran cities, like Philadelphia, places like that. So you're capped, bro.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
but
know
it's
Philadelphia was
That's just
from.
how I feel. Me being a native from Chicago that moved to Kentucky. That's the same thing. Same
Yeah, I
thing.
live
I'm
in
there all
Kentucky
the
too,
time.
man. I like Kentucky, man. Kentucky
that's
dope.
how I know y'all not Aboriginal because y'all want to move away from this cold ass shit.
I
Y'all
lived
want to
in
be this
Maysville.
tropic.
Are you kidding me? And
You
you
like
was
fuck
about
it,
to quote.
Chicago too
And
cold.
you was about to quote the Young Turks. Do you know what the Young Turks stand for? What that name come from? Do you know that?
I mean, well, the dude is Turkish that started the.
That's all you know. Did you try to look up the name of that group that you trying to quote and where it came from?
No, I mean they just had a
Okay,
clip
that's
of
all
the
I needed.
dude got caught having sex with a dog.
Hey, Ab, you ever seen this? The Spokane Indians?
The Spokane Indian, the Negro Leagues and shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about these Negro Mexicans?
Negro Mexicans and shit. Yeah, that's what's up.
And what about I know you all know Indian Moses.
Yeah, we know Mr. Moses.
Okay. Did you ever see this video of this Mexican dude telling me that no, he's Negro, his family's Negro? Watch. Where you from?
Mexico.
Your ancestors from Africa?
Like you got a lot of Negro in it.
Where your ancestors from?
Negro.
Negro?
Negro.
Negroes?
This is negro, man. Negro.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
North America?
Yes.
Africa?
No.
Oh. And you Mexican?
Mexican.
All right, bro. Thanks for the fish. He said, Cass, what in the hell? He said his family is Negro. They are Negroes. He said his family is Negroes. And he from Mexico. He said, no, he ain't from no Africa either. He in the fish market. He tell you, he said, no, negro. I wasn't pronouncing it right. He was saying his family is Negroes. And he's Mexican.
Oh.
Y'all should look up Pastor James Hurley. I think his
Hey,
name.
bro,
You
mute
gotta,
your mic, bro. Your shit fucked up,
Oh,
bro.
yeah,
boy, it's broken.
Hey, I'm about to crank up my loud though, sister. But
okay. All right.
I'll see you on the other side.